different ends of their careers as kick-off happens at the Stade Océan. Netherlands in their familiar orange kit, kicking from left to right in the first half. Great to see home kits in international football. Forward by Sakina Kachawi, in for Sasha Basha again, who came in against the Brazilians and performed not quite as well as she did on her debut against Kazakhstan. Diani, and already France coming forward. Well, their fastest ever goal is 10 seconds against North Macedonia last year. Scored by Valérie Gauvin. That wouldn't have been far off. Diani once more. Played on the opposite side to Delphine Cascarino in the game against the Brazilians. The Brazilians played very well indeed. It was the test that France were looking for, really. And the two fullbacks, Antonia and Tamires, really did give the likes of Delphine Cascarino and Kadidiatou Diani a real testing on the flanks. Brazil went in front. Kira Hamraoui sticking out a foot and bringing down her adversary. And once that had happened, to Debinha, Marta stepped up and scored. Now then, Diani delivers a decent ball, but just a bit too close to the vastly experienced goalkeeper, Sari van den Veendal. Absolutely the number one, pretty much ever present through World Cup qualifying, and before that the European Championship qualifiers. Brings a real stability to that back line in front of her. Barbara Lawside is the reserve goalkeeper tonight. The Dom Salah was the starter against the Finns. Picked up by Charlotte Bilbo, who was given the night off pretty much against Brazil, with Kira Hamraoui with her first appearance for France in a couple of years, getting a start after coming on as a sub against the Finns, and had a fairly eventful game. As you see there, Mark Parsons. The 35-year-old Englishman who took over last year from Serena Wiegman, who's now in charge of England as they head into their home European Championships. Dutch on the attack. Good tackle from Yves Perisset. Feeds it out to Diani, but she's already under pressure from Lika Martins. Well, Medima is the danger woman. Excellent defending from Perisset. However, they need to come again. That time it was Grigenbok Bati with the tackle. Continuing to impress in her comeback from a very long Achilles tendon problem that destroyed her since 2019, really. Didn't come back until nearly the end of 2020. She's resuming her partnership with that woman there, the French captain tonight, Wendy Renard. Oh, this is a real chance for the Netherlands! Unbelievable! 4 minutes gone and the Netherlands somehow missed the chance to take the lead. Lika Martins with a clear shot at goal, and somehow, with all of those 132 caps beneath her, 54 goals, she spoons it over the bar. What a let-off for the French there. Forward by Mbok. Diani's got past our woman. Now she's trying to take on Nouwen. And it goes behind, and it's a goal kick after all that. Corinne Diacre Biggest thing that came out of her press conference after the Brazil game was how pleased she was with the way that her team reacted to going down. These games against the likes of Finland and Kazakhstan and North Macedonia are all very well, but it's games like this against the Netherlands and the Brazilians that will tell her really what her squad are made of. The ones where they don't win by 11-0 or even by 5-0 and dominate games. And already this one has started off, it looks like it's going to be another test for Les Bleus. Clara Matteo gets a foot in. Excellent game against Finland. She was playing slightly further forward alongside the front women. Given a slightly deeper midfield role this evening. Lineth Berenstein. And the ball square from Caitlin Dijkstra. Scored the opener against the Finns. Slightly newer name to the Netherlands lineup. It's offside against Midima. She had a quick check. She kind of half suspected it, I think, before she ran further down the line. Netherlands all-time record goal scorer with 85 goals now in her 105 matches before the Tournoi de France game here against the French. 5 of the top 8 all-time scorers are still playing. Shows you the era that the Dutch are going through at the moment. Little nudge through the back of Marie-Antoinette Katoto by Stephanie van der Graat. Another one of the regulars in World Cup qualifying and Euro qualifying. The 29-year-old ex-Barcelona defender who's now in her second spell back in the Netherlands with Ajax. And Bock to Renard, her Lyon teammate. Down the line from Kachawi. That's a great ball from the Lyon fullback, kept in by the Paris Saint-Germain forward, Antoinette Katoto. Kachawi following up. Just couldn't quite find Matteo, who'd run forward from midfield into the box. There's a real drive about this game already, just the way it felt when we saw the French play against the Brazilians. Strong work by Renard. Getting the ball back from Victoria Pilova. Another woman who's at Ajax, but a lot younger than the defender we were talking about, at just 22 years old. Started the game against Brazil and did well enough to start again here. Forward by Toletti, who was superb against the Brazilians, and she's into the box. And it's going to go behind for a corner to the French. Toletti was non-stop movement against the Seleção on Saturday night in Caen. Almost managed to get it under control before Sherida Spitzer came across and made the tackle. Sandy Baltimore. It's a decent ball in over the top of Renard. Toletti, and that's into the arms of Veendal. Well, there's a great drive coming forward from both sides. They are serious about winning this. Corinne Diacre said that only a draw would be needed tonight, but that was not the way that they would play. And it looks like the evidence on the pitch so far would back that up. Of course, the Netherlands have to win if they are to win this tournament. If they did win, they would win it by 1 point out of the 3 games that they've played. Quite a high standard at this tournament, with the perhaps the Finns were on a hiding to nothing, something like 20 places below any of the other 3. Netherlands on the attack again, the European champions looking serious. Wendy Renard comes in with the clearance after the good challenge by Toletti. No way through there for Matteo. Reina with a bit more space to come forward now. Finds Kachawi. First touch wasn't the best, and it allowed Caitlin Dijkstra in. It's third different choice at right back for Mark Parsons. Started off against Brazil with Kaspari, and then Loita came in as a wing-back against the Finns. Back to a four-woman defence for tonight's game. Mark Parsons has got a lot to follow up, actually, when you consider his predecessor, Sarina Fiegman, won the European title, got to the World Cup final. Here comes Kadidiatu Diani. Diani, dangerous. It's good defending. Sandra Baltimore was almost sniffing for a chance. Toletti, though, picks it up. The French attack continues. Eve Perisset looks for the chance to cross, and it's gone straight over the bar. Eve Perisset has scored 3 goals in her 32 international appearances now for Les Bleus. Caitlin Dijkstra has been kept busy. Grace Gayoro is on the bench tonight. She had started both games, along with central defensive linchpin Wendy Reina and the main threat up front, Marie-Antoinette Katoto. They've got the ball back again. Baltimore round the back. Kachawi's in. Kachawi with a chance. Offside. Well, Kachawi, who's moved to Paris Saint-Germain of late, has been talking about how she enjoys playing with Sandy Baltimore. Here comes France again. Ball in. Matteo deflected wide. Netherlands being stretched to the limit at the moment. Jackie Grunen this time getting in front to put it behind for the corner, with Marie-Antoinette Katoto right there with her. Katoto, who scored both goals for the French against the Brazilians, ending a very, very mini drought for her internationally of just 2 games. In by Baltimore, too close to the goalkeeper. Well, she's confident in the air, is Sari van Veenendaal, so the corners are going to have to be put in just the right place to stop her coming out and collecting. That's a great start to the game. Netherlands in World Cup qualifier are unbeaten so far with 3 wins and 2 draws. Has them top of Group C, 2 points ahead of Iceland. Having played a game more, though. Kachawi. Down the line to Baltimore. Well, that's great work. She was on the edge there of losing the ball. Was the PSG left back. Reina, we saw the long diagonal balls from her against Brazil. Worked pretty well, actually. That one didn't really get hold of. Kachawi, live wire again. Looks for Reina this time, who's moved into midfield. France captain looking forward. Got the captain's arm back again. Lost it when Corinne Diac became the coach. Here comes Berenstein. Cut out, though, by Mbok Bati. Grunen kept it, however. Katoto's done well there to steal it back again. Oh, Matteo thought that Baltimore there was going to carry on down the line, and instead of that, the PSG winger cut infield. Throw looking for Medina. Out by don't get too close together was the meshes there. Kachawi. On by Matteo. Baltimore can't get there, but Matteo's got the speed to get down the line and beat Jackie Grunen to the ball. Just about. Grunen, though, makes the challenge. It goes out, and it'll be a goal kick. Came off of the French woman.
Soccer, defended by many as an incredible feeling, no matter where it's played. beIN Sports brings you every single match of its leagues and exclusive cups. Ligue 1, elegance and strength. The Turkish Super League, talent and power. Copa Libertadores, history and greatness. Copa Sudamericana, where underdogs become giants. The best football in the world is here on beIN Sports.
Victoria Peleva, the Ajax midfielder, making her way into this Netherlands attack, or this Netherlands team at least. In the midfield she plays. Wendy Reynard has been on the international scene a good deal longer. A real fixture and a star of women's football for over 10 years. Not just with France, but with a dominant Lyon side, whose dominance just began to fade last season, both in France and in European football. Rise of Barcelona in the women's game last season. Back it goes to Stephanie van der Graat. Big hoof by Van Veenendaal. Offside just inside the French half. Against Peleva again. Toletti. Plays her football in Spain for Levante. There's a few of the French girls actually play in Spain. Seems to have become a route in recent years. Forward by Annick Nouwen. She's given the ball away, though. Toletti now has it on the right-hand side. Nouwen, though, makes the challenge. Still hasn't cleared it. France have it once more. Good combination work between Perisset and Toletti. However, the latter unable to keep it. Matteo, though, intercepts. And away comes Kadidiatou Diani. Shot blocked. Matteo can't get through. Diani, though, might get there again. She does, and that'll be a corner. Oh. It's a penalty. It's not a corner, it's a penalty. No wonder the Dutch were aghast. Matteo here with the shot, deflected out. Diani here. This is the benefit, really, and the value of chasing down everything. So then, Wendy Renard with a chance to do to the Netherlands what Marta did for Brazil against the French in the last game. Tuck away a penalty kick for the lead. Sari van Veenendaal trying to put off the vastly experienced Lyon centre-back. It doesn't work. a third goal of the campaign for Wendy Renard, and the lead for France in this title-deciding match in the Tournoi de France in Le Havre. Goal number 32 for the 31-year-old Lyon legend in her 129th French international outing. Well, it wasn't exactly in the corner, but it had the height. Fayendal diving early and downwards. France have the lead. 20 minutes gone. It's France 1, Netherlands 1-0. And the French with one hand on the trophy for the second time in this very short history of this competition. Diani again causing trouble, getting the ball back. Perisset has Toletti in support once more. Matteo, good tackle though. Netherlands picking it up. However, the passing loose. Lovely play by Grige and Bokbati, the centre-back. In the end, there was nowhere to go. So back to Charlotte Bilbao, the Bordeaux player. Kachawi from Renard. Baltimore is outside, but it's a long ball forward, looking for Katoto. A little bit too close to Van Fayendal. PSV Eindhoven goalkeeper, who was in the team that got to the 2019 World Cup final, only to be beaten by Megan Rapinoe's penalty as well in that final, before the victory was finished off by Rose Lavelle with 20 minutes to go in France. Kachawi, Berenstal though, still there. Good ball in, away by Bokbati. Netherlands by no means downcast, reacting well. Sherida Spitzer is the woman who's going to take the corner kick. It's a good ball in. Tempted volley that goes over from Medima.
In 1960, an exciting competition was born, a championship that grew year after year to become the greatest in the continent. It's the Copa Libertadores, the best teams out of 10 countries in South America. It's more than a tournament, it's an obsession. Winning it means everything. It's the eternal glory. In 2022, a new season is coming. The Copa Libertadores on beIN Sports Extra.
French employing the high press, as usual. Chawi there with a good header over the top of Berenstein, and the two have actually hit each other. Oh, right on the chin for Sakina Kachawi. Made her international debut, Sakina Kachawi, back in 2016, but it wasn't until after the 2019 World Cup that Corinne Diacre really started to bring her through. Kachawi credits the national coach with developing her the way she has in her career. Medima, back to Nouwen. And it's a short ball, and they are underestimating Diani's pace. Diani into the box once more. They've got to be careful. It's a Katoto! And she scores her third goal of the Tournoi de France this year as well. The woman who cannot stop scoring for club and country. Whether it's the blue vest of Paris Saint-Germain or that of France, She is developing into a superstar of the game. And Paris Saint-Germain, before half an hour is up, have a 2-goal lead, and they've done to the Netherlands exactly what the Dutch did to them in this game 2 years ago. Diani again bursting forward after reclaiming the ball, and that is a lovely finish from a really confident Marie-Antoinette Katoto. Diani looked up, saw her clubmate was within reach, and put it right in the only place where the defender wouldn't be able to get it.
Has to be central. The pass between you and Miral's 2 feet. Play on the left, Stave is central.
I don't need to translate that for you. Rather frustrated, Mark Parsons, the Dutch coach. Whereas Corinne Diacre earlier in the game was saying that a couple of her players were too close together, when it's the opposite being expressed by Parsons for his team. So, the one word of caution in this is that France were being led 2-0 in this game that ended 3-3 in March 2020, so it's not over yet by any means. So the two women who have started all 3 of the Tournoi de France games for the French have both now scored their 3rd goals of the tournament. Here is Renard out to Kachaoui. Forward again, into the feet, Baltimore, Katoto. Paris Saint-Germain left side of the field at the moment. Baltimore's got real pace, but Caitlin Dijkstra was too close to it. Caitlin Dijkstra, she scored on only her 2nd cap for Finland. And Bakbati, still a young woman herself. Only, well, she's 26 now. She's a bit older than I thought. Lost a couple of years, I suppose it's because she was 24 when she got that injury. It's been a while since she came back. Baltimore there with a loose first touch. Allows Berenstein in for the steal of the possession. Here's Berenstein again. Bayern Munich. Woman is the right winger, who's got a brilliant volley against Brazil, but was given the night off against Finland. Midimo is being looked after by Wendy Renard this evening. So balls in the air towards the Dutch talisman are perhaps not the way to go up against a woman with the prowess in the air that Wendy Renard has. Given away, Baltimore again. This will drive Mark Parsons nuts on the Dutch line. Matteo into Sandy Toletti. Diani is free once more on that far side. Grunen has got over to cover for Dijkstra. Diani's got 2 of them. Skips past both. Diani into the box, looking for another ball into the 6-yard box where Kadiatu was trying to find Katoto or Baltimore. Well, the Dutch do not know what to do with Diani. She's having a lot more joy tonight against the Dutch than she did against the Brazilians. Didn't play against Finland. Job was already done. In by Baltimore again. Out by Grunen. Still not away. Wendy Renard plays it forward and then makes the challenge, and it comes out to Sandy Baltimore once more. Baltimore well tackled by Victoria Pelova. However, the French get it back again. Every time the Dutch get it back, they concede possession once more. Kachawi down the left this time. Griesjenbok Batty, the central defender, is on the wing. Still comes in and is tackled twice. Berenstein running onto this with Yves Perisset, having switched over to this left-hand side to cover, and Kachawi recovers, along with Charlotte Bilbao, and the French once again have possession of the ball. Matteo, 2-0, half an hour gone. Well, at the moment, the French rather overwhelming their Dutch opponents. Has to be said that in all the time I've been commentating on this French national side, the only team I've ever seen really overpower the French midfield was that of the Americans. At the World Cup, they always seem to have the upper hand, and then they played them again last April in a friendly. Absolutely dominated them. But other than that, the French generally dominate their opponents. Looking for Katoto. Nice run by Kachawi. Back to Renard. Earlier game this afternoon, Finland up against Brazil, finished in a 0-0 that my colleague Andy Scott tells me didn't have an awful lot of goal-scoring chances in it. That match took place in Caen, where the French beat Brazil on Saturday evening. That's gone out via throw-in to the Dutch. Well, the draw with Brazil in Caen by the Dutch saw Linnet Berenstein with a brilliant volley just after the hour. Marta equalised with a penalty. Marta then scored another penalty against the French. And there's a problem here for their top scorer. Miedema getting a very serious talking to from the physios. Meanwhile, Mark Parsons is giving his some of his team a bit of a team talk about how to try to stop this French side coming and getting them. They are crumbling under the high press at the moment, and hunting in packs as well. Corinne Diacre must be absolutely thrilled with what she's seen so far. See there in the background, one of her assistants, Gilles Fouache. He's also the goalkeeping coach, and Anthony Gresh Angelini also on the bench, who also takes care of fitness. The French substitutes bench will all be hoping to come on. Miedema, at the moment, will probably wish to come on as well. She's gone off to the touchline. Dutch will momentarily be down to 10 women. Picked up by Bilbao. Toletti into Matteo. She, though, is tackled by Dijkstra. And Toletti then chases down the fullback, who retreats to Van Vierendal, the keeper. Forward by Renard, on by Baltimore. Pelova. Dijkstra going down the line, but Baltimore was covering her, so instead it comes into Grudden. They both run away from Charlotte Bilbao. Three women forward for the Dutch, however, that one won't pike it past Bok Batty. Kachawi. Was a time when Kachawi was just the replacement for Amel Majri. Now they're beginning to come into a reckoning of her own right. Amel Majri, of course, is away on maternity leave. Oh, it's nice. Matteo into Katoto. Diani! Shot didn't get past now, and well, Diani set up the goal for Katoto. Two Parisians nearly matching up again in reverse. Good ball in again. Diani once more. And the save round the post by Van Veendal. And the French are promising here and threatening to run riot against the European champions. Matteo will go across for the corner. Kedidiatu Diani looking for her 17th goal in her international career. The bigger threat comes from the assist, though. Matteo then with the corner, looking for Griejean Bokbati. Toletti instead, thumps it against Dijkstra. Oh, and the Dutch getting each other's way. Grunnen finally gets there, but it comes out to Kachawi. Kachawi's got 3 Dutch women chasing after her. It looks like she's surfing along a wave of Dutch defenders, and she comes out the other side. Great tube. Toletti. Back by Katoto. Apologises to Renard. Yves Perisset back to her captain. No Amandine Henry these days, the former long-time captain. Eugène Le Sommet, who is the record French goal scorer, also not included in this particular tournoi. Great work by Baltimore, down the line by Charlotte Bilbo, but even Baltimore's not that fast, and Dijkstra makes the challenge. There's a real togetherness on the pitch by France. They defend as a unit from the forwards back. Toletti showing a great example a few moments ago, and Baltimore even more so. Very much a forward-thinking winger, but still doing the dirty work as well. Now on forward into the path of Lieke Martens. How costly was that shot over? Now from Lieke Martens, the Barcelona player. Toletti's come back into defence. Looked distinctly like a handball. And that was into the face of Yves Perisset. Baltimore finds Kachawi once more. Berenstein not too far away from the Paris Saint-Germain winger. Back to Griejean Bok and into Bilbo. France looking confident. And at 2-0 up, with almost the first 45 minutes up, why not? Perisset. In from Diani. Diani can't get past Pelliver, though, with that pass. Miedema, looking like she's sprightly again after needing a few moments of attention from the physios. Now on. It's better play. Spitzer back. Chance for Van der Graat to go forward. Berenstein can't get past Kachawi. Forward by Van der Graat again. Oh, lovely turn by Miedema in between Bilbo and Diani. And she gets the 1-2 with the French centre-back. And Bokbati, but then shoots wide. Well, it's better from the Dutch. Seen a score from that kind of range before. Caught it well enough, but the direction was completely off. Netherlands' all-time top scorer, though, will be another important cog in another important tournament later in the summer for the Oranji. Good tackle by Toletti. So good that it's actually come back off the Dutch woman and will be a France throw. Miedema, but Bilbo comes back and makes a very fine challenge indeed. The pitch was going to open up there for the Dutch number 9 if she'd managed to get through that challenge. Charlotte Bilbao has not been in the French team as long as some, but her influence is as great. So far, so much that she has even captained the side as well. Van Veendal gives it away to Bilbao. Thought Bilbao was going to try the audacious there from the halfway line, with the Dutch keeper still out of her grounds. Renard. Another fine ball taken by Baltimore. No way through that time though, so they regroup. Regent Bokbati squares it to Toletti. Toletti has Perisset out wide, but Diani has come inside for this attack. Matteo, and they managed to get round the back again. Perisset over the top of Diani. Out by Van der Graat. Bilbao. Just over 4 minutes to go until the break, and it's all France at the moment. It's like that tough test against Brazil has done them good. They've come into this match battle-hardened. And Bokbati, plenty of space for her to run into. Not quite the distribution, though, of her more experienced centre-back partner, Wendy Renard. Berenstein complains that that was a foul, but you can hear there Mark Parsons more or less implying, don't worry about that. Get back in position, don't let France attack and catch us out. Wendy Renard away from Midima. We've barely mentioned Pero Magna so far in this game. Keeping her place in the side after Durand. Started only her second international appearance in the game against Finland in the first match. Of course, this was the game that she made her debut in 2 years ago. Solène Durand, the Dijon goalkeeper. Move there from Guingamp. After quite a few seasons at Montpellier before that. But Pauline Perrault-Magna, very much the #1 since she took over from Sarah Bouhaddi, who's still going strong at Lyon. Again, you can see there there's no space being accorded to the Dutch at all by the French midfielders. They have no time to take the ball, control it, look up for the pass. And before any of that has happened, there's a tackle coming in from one of the women in blue. Kachawi, lovely, past Berenstein. Oh, brilliant, a crowd warming to that. Kachawi is really living up to the pre-game billing that she was getting in a lot of the media. Ball into the middle though, not quite as good. Bilbao likes to shoot from distance but never got the ball under control. Feeds it out to Perisset instead. Toletti again having just the kind of performance we saw from against Brazil. Lovely ball in. Van der Graat getting there just behind Katoto, who looked like she got a bit of a crack on the head. The referee immediately beckoning the physios to get over there. Lovely ball through by Toletti. Yves Perisset with a beautiful ball in. And Van der Graat, because all she could do to stretch to get there. Katoto couldn't quite get the header. And then I think it was the Dutch woman's knee that caught the French centre-forward's head as she came over the top. Purely accidental. Well, Katoto's off the field, so we could actually carry on. Good to see Katoto back up on her feet. Scored a lovely goal from that kind of position with her foot earlier to a much lower ball into the box. Well, she seems to be okay. Little run there to demonstrate to everybody that she is. Meanwhile, the French will have to play with 10 women for the time being, but we've only got a matter of seconds until we reach the half-time whistle. Maybe a couple of minutes to add at the end. It's going to be 1 minute. Board is being prepared below us, so not really much time to do anything. It's been a very fast first half between two good sides, but it's France who have the advantage at the moment. Katoto back on the field. Goes down again and draws another foul. Thought about it, taking it quickly. Toletti does. Kachawi, he's had a superb first half here on the left, along with Tony Baltimore, looking for Matteo. It's a good tackle. So in the middle. Well, they're going to have to do something at half-time, the Dutch, to stop. Well, the attack's coming from both flanks, to be quite honest with you. Miedema goes past Perisset. Chance here for Lieke Martens to attack Perisset. Terrific interception by Wendy Renard. This would not have been the time to concede a goal.